Hello, friends. A very, very good evening to all of you. I would like to welcome you all in our Friday evening session. As you all know, we bring this session every Friday. I should not say we bring it sharp at 5 p.m. because today we are starting it at around 5:30 p.m. And there is some technical, I should not say technical difficulty. There is a little different kind of difficulty that I spill my cup of tea on the laptop, phone, and the table everywhere, and that create a little mess. And I'm sure there might be another stream which was live being recorded, and many of you might have seen people running around and taking care of that little mess which I made, and that really uh, create some problem because it ruined the laptop a little bit, I think, and some other issues. But I would appreciate if some of our viewers who have already joined on the live stream can give some feedback about the audio and the video quality. I can see some of the people have already joined. So once again, my sincere apologies for not a little bit delay, but delay by 30 minutes. But I will make sure we will compensate this time by extending our program a little bit. I always request and appreciate your participation. Either it is your greetings, hi, hello, where do you belong to, which part of the country, which part of the world you are joining this session. And if you have some interesting questions about real estate, we'll be very happy to answer you. Uh, Stephen is saying looks and sounds good. Thank you, Stephen. I really appreciate it. So, Stephen, today we are going to talk about a very interesting market in Canadian landscape. We couple of my previous session we spoke about some of the markets in Ontario, but Canada has an equivalent important and I should say it's not a hot market right now, but it is really a big market, as big as Ontario. I am talking about BC, and especially I'm talking about Surrey and Vancouver area. It's my commitment to you all the times. I bring some of interesting, knowledgeable, amazing fellow Save Maxians who really work hard to make sure to bring all that relevant information with all the data, all the backups, and their expert advice for you. So today I'm going to connect you with two such amazing, amazing individuals who really worked hard to put up some relevant information for you about Surrey, Vancouver, and BC market. So without taking too much time, let me first introduce and my amazing friend, Mr. Navi Barar. Navi, how are you today?
Good, Ramanji. How are you?
Fantastic. How is BC weather right now? How is the weather in Surrey, Vancouver area?
It's very beautiful. Sunshine and the leaves are as green as always.
Okay, that's great. So, Navi, first of all, I want to thank you. Whenever I get an opportunity to travel to BC, the kind of hospitality, the warmth, and the वो जो एक अपनापन होता है ना, that is something very amazing which I always get from you and all the team members and all the partners over there. So thank you very much for putting up all the hard work and leading the team from the front. So great job, and I really would like to mention about two more individuals who are taking lead as far as the real estate operation of SaveMax is concerned in BC. Our amazing, fully charged, always energetic Kesavan, and our broker of record, who I'm going to introduce very soon, Ms. Navjot as well. So, Navi, before we move on to those people, I would love to know from you a little bit background, your introduction, so that all the viewers who have joined us can understand you better.
Sure. Thank you, Ramanji, for the warm welcome and always for the hospitality you mentioned. Like it's always like a family. We get the same from you, and like whenever you are coming with a full energy, and you spread all the energy here in the same Max office and around everybody you come across you. So thank you for that too. So about myself Navi Brat. So I'm taking care of same Max West Coast Realty in BC here. and my background was in computer science, and then my passion was into business. So I when I came to Canada 10 years ago, I came as a student in the sales and marketing. And then slowly I joined my hand with my cousins who run a big gas station uh, brand here. So from there, my business spirit took certain heights, and then that's when I was into the real estate always, learning about it, reading about it from the magazines, and always taking part in any networking events that were happening related to the related to real estate. And then I think 2021 I came across SaveMax, and I was I was a big follower of yours, Ramanji, and that's when I think we met in 2022, early 2022.
Yes.
Yes, and you invited us to your office in Toronto, and that's where we got to see such a big family, how everyone is connected to each other, and that's when we decided, okay, this is the right spot, and we should join hands with Max and bring it over to BC.
That's great. Thank you very much. And I think we are putting Navjot on hold for too long, and I can see an angry face, and she's really like, Raman, why are you not bringing me on the screen? That was on the lighter side. So, Navjot, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you, Ramanji?
Fantastic, fantastic. Ever smiling face. I
Yes.
always admire and appreciate your charm and your energy in the office, and the
Thank
way
you.
you take lead with the realtors, and always on the go. So great job, girl. Keep it up.
Thank you so much.
So Navjot, I would like to get a little bit introduction from your side as well.
Yeah, so my name is Navjot. I'm the managing broker here at SaveMax West Coast. I joined SaveMax early this year in February. Been a realtor for a number of years. I've done everything. I've done insurances. I've done mortgage side. Finally, I think I've put my feet into real estate, and I'm sticking here. So I been with the SaveMax for about 6 months now, I think, and loving it.
That's great. Navjot, I'm happy to know that you have worked in the mortgage and you have worked in the insurance and all this stuff. So how do you find real estate as compared to mortgage and insurance?
Um, More exciting.
More exciting? More
Yeah,
challenging?
more challenges. It has its own challenges, but more exciting as well.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And I always believe if you love what you do, you don't have to work for a day in your life. And that is what my
Mhm.
philosophy of work is. I really enjoy, and I'm all into whatever I am doing. So it really never gives me a pressure of any work.
Exactly.
Fantastic. So, guys, Navjot and Navi are going to give us a great insight, especially about the market in BC, Vancouver, Surrey, and they really have worked hard to put up a great presentation. But before that, I would request all the viewers to come forward if you guys have any questions, any comments. At least, let's give a warm welcome to Navjot and Navi both, so that they can put their charm and their energy onto what we are doing today. So Navi, who is going to take lead on the presentation? I'm going to start running the presentation. Uh, Navjot,
I will start with Navjot.
Sure.
great. Give me 1 second. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's fantastic. So I am using some new. Oh, it's giving me a little challenge. See. All right. So, Navi, by the time I open the presentation and all the stuff, can you please go ahead and brief a little bit about how is the market there at this point of time, and how are the things?
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody was waiting very impatiently for the this rate cut that happened yesterday, and now everybody is excited, and a lot of action is happening now. We are getting a lot of inquiries about the property. People are coming forward. and they are discussing about listing their properties as well. So yeah, with this rate cut and the future forecast is very promising too. So we are seeing action now in the market, which was missing for a few months back.
That's
Yeah,
okay. That,
Navjot.
that's Navjot, what's your take on the market?
My take on the market is I think people have been on the sidelines waiting for those interest rate decreases. We've seen decreases for 3 times. Now it's on to the next one. Now people are going to be waiting for October. And a lot of people are just hesitant, but people who can, individuals that are doing their calculations and that know when interest rates are going to go down, market is going to go up, they're buying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there is going to be some interesting things which are going to happen in the market. Now, can you see my screen?
Not at the moment right now.
Not at the
I can
moment.
see myself here.
All right. I am having some good technical difficulties today, guys. Stop sharing. All right. Share screen.
Is it too much caffeine today?
Too much caffeine, maybe. Yes. Okay. How is it now? Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. Finally, I don't know what I did, but it is working now. All right. So you guys can start, please.
Okay, Navjot,
So
let's start with you.
can I move the slide deck as well?
Sure. I'm at your service today, Namjot.
Okay, we've got this presentation divided in 2 sections basically. So the first one is just the snapshot of specifically Fraser Valley real estate market, and the second part is the forecast towards the next quarter that we have. So again, like we were talking about here in Fraser Valley, things are a bit slower right now at this point. So we're seeing the number of units that got sold is about 1,067, which is a decrease from last month, and a 13% decrease last month and a 16% decrease from last year. So inventory is quite high as well at this point. So right now, like the new listings that are coming on the market, they have decreased about 20% compared to last month. So at this point, we are seeing a balanced market that's edging towards a buyer's market, where the sales to active ratio is at 12%. And the benchmark prices here in Fraser Valley is right now at 992.
That's not bad. Looking into the way the market has gone down, I think it's still pretty okay, right?
Yeah. So in the forecast, we're going to be seeing that when I guess Navi talks about that in the end of 2024 or towards 25, that number is going to shift a little bit. So again, buyers, they're just waiting for those interest rate cuts, which we've seen 3 interest rate cuts for this year, 2 more coming up, hopefully. So again, everybody's just on the sidelines waiting for those rate cuts. So just the next slide, that's just the housing snapshot for Fraser Valley Board, where, for detached, we're looking at around 1.5. For townhomes, it's 846. For apartments, it's 546. Average days on market is about 30 days. And the sales to active ratio is about 12%, which is a balanced market, but towards the buyer's market.
But here again in the snapshot, we can see like for the townhouse, I think the market was still pretty good. Like there was only a slight down of 0.3%, but then again there was a up for 0.1% there too.
Yeah, and so Navi, I have a question for you. Like
Mhm.
detached house and townhouse, I can see like 1.5 million and 846,000. So what about the semi-detached houses? Like I'm expecting they are in the range of 1.1 to 1.2 million dollar. Is that right?
That is totally correct. Yeah, it is range from, you can say, from 1 million to 1.2 million, and people are, yeah, still like inclined towards the semi-detached or the townhouses.
So the if I look at the price change year over year, so it is only 0.4%, 0.1%, and 0.8%. Like that is not bad.
No, no, that is not a big change. It is relatively, I would say, same as to the previous years. So
So
see
can we
we
draw
see
a little
decline.
conclusion from here that the prices has not come down as much as the sales has gone down?
That's right. So prices are still
Mhm.
same. So that's where we will see the forecast as well. Like, although like there has been the market being slow, but we don't see any lowering house prices. But as the rates are going down for the interest, we will see a price hike there. So it's better to take a chance now than late.
Now this is something very interesting where you have prepared this the third quarter housing forecast update, right?
Yeah.
And so let's see what you think, how where the market is going to lead to.
Yeah, so like we already discussed, in the past 2 years, we've been facing like headwinds from because of these high interest rates, right? So now that Bank of Canada has started easing down on the interest rates with cuts in July and now the September 0.25. Now we are expecting the same cut coming in October too. There might be a 0.5% cut, but it's just speculations. But with those cuts and with the positivity in the market, I think we are heading to the right direction and we will see a lot of action happening in the coming months.
Hmm.
So for here we are seeing the forecast for the MLS listing residential sales that we will be seeing approximately 4.5% increase in the number of units that are going to be sold this year. That is close to 76,000. I think that's a pretty good number for MLS listings. And in the 2025, I think the forecast is again strengthening, going up to close to 87,000 units. So I think there will be a lot of inventory in the market in the coming late 2024 and coming in the early 2025.
Naveen Avjot, I have an little point and little observation here, and lot many times, like our viewers or the buyers or potential investors, they have a question, like
Mhm.
how do we assess the market? Like how do we assess like it's a buyer market or it's a seller market? So based on my 15 years of experience after selling almost like 20,000 houses in last 10 years, if there is a 3 month inventory, that we call it as a balanced market. So let's say in 1 month 500 houses get sold and the inventory is 1500, that we call it as a balanced market. But if the inventory goes to 4 months, that is a clear signal of it's an absolute buyer's market. And when the inventory goes 5 months, it means we are leading towards the trouble. Like either it's a sign of like the price is going down, or because the real estate market is always driven, or any product or any market is always driven by demand and supply. If the inventory is 4 months, it's a buyer market. If inventory is 5 months, it's a big problem. Same
Mhm.
way, if the inventory goes to 2 months, that shows that it is an inclination towards the seller market. And of course, if the inventory is 1 month, it is absolutely a seller market. You can expect multiple offer. And that is what exactly has happened in various markets in all across Canada. Either I talk about Ontario or I talk about BC. In during COVID, after June, July 2020, I should say, inventory level had gone down to 2 or 3 weeks. It was not even for a month. And
Mhm.
that was one of the biggest reason of those ridiculous prices, like paying $200,000, $300,000 more than what it was listed for. And people were thinking like, what, tomorrow there is not going to be any house in the market. So that is what exactly happened. Am I right?
That you're totally right, and I think that was a once in a lifetime chance. I would say that was a totally different market at that time.
And I think that once in a lifetime chance is bothering us now.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's bothering a lot of people because lot of those buyers or even realtors think that was normal.
Yes, and especially we joke around with those realtors who joined during COVID. We tell them, okay, guys, do you know what is the price reduction, or do you know, like, you have to put an open house as well?
Mhm.
Because at that time, like, properties were selling like hotcakes, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, great. Go ahead, please.
So as you can see in this one, like a steady supply of new listing and sluggish sale for the first half, the trend will be changing. Now we will be seeing these sales will be rising in the later half of the year, and as we are saying, 2025 is coming. The trend will be same. Like we will see multiple offers coming to the market again in the first quarter of 2025.
Hmm. Do you think so? Navjot, what's your take on that? Do you think it's going to be multiple offers in
I
first?
think I think it depends on the market that you're looking at. So townhomes and detached market, it is a little slower, but I'm actually seeing multiple offers in apartments at the moment.
Oh,
Um,
really?
you're conducting an open house, and if it's priced right, again, there are listing agents that are getting multiple offers at the moment right now.
So
Yeah,
it
I
looks,
think.
it looks like Navi is more bullish on the market, and you are just going to be a little bit on the safer side. Is that right?
Uh, because now Navjot has said that it has come to the affordability to now be
Affordability. It's
this
that half a million dollar price range. That's affordable.
affordable. But with the decrease in the interest rate, I would say that will slowly shift towards the townhouses, and with the further decrease, I would say that will shift to the detached as well. So that's why I'm more bullish towards that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm. And you also talked about Ramanji about the semi-detached homes. So here in BC, we don't really have a lot of semi-detached, which are the duplexes. But right now, with the city rule changes, more of those are going to be coming up. So more duplexes, especially in Surrey Delta. The bylaws are changing where it's more of that inventory will come.
Hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
yeah, that's what we have put it in the next slide, where we are saying that the average home price in BC, it won't go down, but rather it will go 2% higher in the later half of this year. And as we will say, home sales pick up, and it will further grow to 3% next year.
Hmm.
So I don't see any decline in the prices for the house in the coming near future. But rather the affordability will be only be increased when the rate cuts are coming more frequently, which we are already seeing in the forecasting news from the ministry as well.
All right. So I think that was a great information, Navi. Navjot, really, you have worked hard. Let's see some of the comments here. Okay. Blue ink bottle. First of all, blue ink bottle, I loved your name. When will prices become affordable? And an average Canadian cannot afford $1 million. So I can share some of my knowledge about the Ontario market, and of course, when it comes to BC, Navjot, I'll come on your side. Um, blue ink bottle. Let me tell you, when I started my real estate career, especially in Brampton and Mississauga market, which is one of the two most prominent markets as far as the real estate is concerned in Ontario, the prices were around 350 or 400,000 for an average detached house. I could never believe that it will be selling for $1 million after 10 years. And like, you won't believe, like 2020, 2021, those houses were selling for 1.2 to $1.5 million, right? And blue ink bottle, average Canadians were buying those houses, right? The reason, when the new immigrants are coming into this country from last 5 to 10 years, they are coming with a lot of money in their pocket. And people who were living in, like, who have bought in house in, like, let's say 2010. Like, they bought that house for 300,000. By 2020, that house was worth 1.2, 1.3 million dollars. So they built a lot of equity into that, and they were using that equity either to upgrade the house or to buy another investment properties. And of course, some of the people, they have lost some money in this bloodshed which has happened in 23, 24. But smart investors who had the backups, who really were thoughtful, they still did not lose that much money. I know a lot of my investors who bought the houses in 2021, and they are even making money in today's market. So that is something very interesting, right? So I'm pretty sure similar is the market in BC. But when we talk about Alberta, Calgary, Edmonton, then the market situation is a little bit different. There you can find something for 600,000, 700,000, right? I have another comment here from Daniel. Daniel is saying, this is great learning. I don't see many brokerages inclined to educating people about real estate markets. Being in Toronto, I only know about Ontario. BC market is interesting and as expensive like the GTA. How is BC for investors? Now, Jot, Navi, very interesting question. How is BC for investors? Tell it is bad because
I would say BC is always great for investors. Like, if we look for the weather, we look for the sunshine. We got, I think, more sunny days than anywhere else in Canada. So I think now that Surrey is getting the biggest downtown in Canada. That's what the news said. So we are getting a lot of investors here who have already bought multiple condos, apartments in the Surrey downtown. And when we talk about Surrey downtown, we have a Burnaby downtown, which is always growing. So I would say, compared to Ontario, this is exactly the same. The investors are always happy to invest in BC, and again, like I said, the weather is very welcoming and warming, and more sunny days. I think that affects the uh, psyche of the people as well.
yeah, and Navi, I absolutely second to what you said. I think BC is equally potential, or
Yeah,
I would say equally good market for the investors as of Ontario. And I think both the markets behave same because the demographic, the kind of like population we have, it is almost like kind of similar. Like, it is dominated by South Asian and Chinese community. They are very much like, they are lover of the real estate. They incline towards investing a lot in real estate. And I
yeah,
think that is what keeps both of these markets crazy. You spoke about Surrey. I got some personal experience, and talking to some of the great investors over there. And I think, if you ask my opinion, Daniel, first of all, I appreciate that you are recognizing SaveMax effort to educate people about various markets. And this is what makes SaveMax different than others. We believe it is our moral and social and corporate responsibility to educate people, to bring them knowledge and information. And that is what tells the character of the brand, the character of the team, and the people working under SaveMax banner. So I would encourage all the viewers out there, please help us to spread out this message. Of course, we are looking for business as well in BC. We have an amazing team. You already met Navjot, you already met Navi, two of the hardworking people who I have seen in my life. They're always there for their team, for their realtors, and great job. So don't hesitate to get in touch with Team SaveMax either in Ontario or in BC or in Alberta. And next week, I'm going to bring some interesting information. We're going to have another knowledgeable personality, Deepak, from Edmonton with us, and it will be a great learning as well. I got some another question from Ilham Jen. It is the flexibility that apartments offer, mainly for investors, and the fact that they can get fast cash out of it. Ilham, you have put up a very interesting comment, but I have a little different opinion. If I look at the market in Ontario today, the apartments are not performing that well. Navjot, I know you told me that in BC, apartments are doing pretty well, but yes, that is because of, I should say, the affordability factor. I might be wrong because I have not reviewed the data for the resale market. I am talking about the builder's inventory, and I'm sure there's a lot of inventory piled up with builders, especially in the high rises. So I personally believe this is an ideal time for an investor to enter into the market, because right now builders are offering deals like anything. I have not heard those kind of deals in my life. Hundred
Same thing
thousand
here.
dollar
Same
discounts.
thing here. Same thing
Same
here.
thing here for new construction and new apartments. There's a lot of inventory and a lot of inventory that's coming up next year as well.
Yes. So Daniel is saying weather, yes, may play a role, but isn't the population lower than Ontario, lesser job opportunities, lesser chances of rental income being generated? So now we have a debate here. I am I am gonna vote for Ontario, Navi.
I would, like I said, Surrey is going to become the biggest downtown here, and there are a lot of job opportunities coming. I think there's a medical uh, hospital, and then there's a UBC is introducing their medical campus here as well. So that will create more job offers, and plus there will be a lot of students coming in. They will be looking for the apartments to rent, either to rent, and some of their parents, like we are looking at the Chinese community or South Asian community, their parents like to buy the property and then, and the later in stage when they graduate, get the equity out of it and pass it on to the kids. So I see like there's a lot of opportunity here.
So there's another comment from Hamzi. Ham is saying, as of the BC, the area is way less than Ontario, but the concentration of investors are more in BC than in whole Ontario. And I think that's an interesting stats to review, and about the demographics and all this stuff. And Ham, you are so right. The concentration of the population, the concentration of investors in BC. First of all, the weather plays a very important role. A lot of people move to Vancouver, Greater Vancouver area, because I think the weather is nice and beautiful. Am I right, Navi?
Exactly. I can show you my window screen and it's all sunshine outside.
I can show you my window screen right now. We have a good weather. So, Navi, or Navjot, that question comes to you. Let's say if I'm an investor and I have $100,000 to invest, where would you recommend me today? Either to go for a high rise, low rise, semi-detached, a townhouse or a detached. What is your recommendation to an investor who wants to invest $100,000?
Here in BC, it's going to be maybe a high rise or a low rise, just with the prices, or maybe partner up with another investor and get into a detached.
Right. So you have given a very diplomatic answer. Ravi, what's your take on that?
No, I would totally be on side of Navjot, because with that 100,000, you get pretty good deals with the high rises. Like there's so much inventory there, you get good deals there, and later in the sale, when the inventory is low, you get good money out of it.
All right. And so, Navjot, you are a broker of record. You've been into the industry enough. What kind of challenges you see with the realtor community when it comes to the brokerages where they are working, or where do you feel like, it's a very pathetic situation of the industry, and I feel bad sometimes when I see the success rate is only 10%. Right? 90% people are like, either they don't get enough transactions, or what do you find, like, what is the reason for that?
It's too easy to get the license. That's number one. It's too easy, and then you get it, and then you forget about it.
Yeah. I personally believe mentorship, support from the brokerage, hand-holding, time-to-time guidance, coaching, these are some of the very important factors which are missing in our industry.
I was
Like,
about to say the same.
brokerages, they talk about it, but when it comes to practicality, it is not much. And this is what I realized was the gap in the industry. Because, the way the business models are, like, they don't really encourage a lot of realtors to come to the office, or, get trained or educate them, or they don't even believe in educating the clients. Whereas I think we are putting a lot of efforts when it comes to educating people. Either it's our clients or it is our realtors. So if somebody has to join a brand like SaveMax West Coast in BC,
Mhm.
How is it? How can it happen? Who they have to contact?
So they can contact myself or Navi for joining SaveMax here in Surrey.
So
And
Navjot,
we do provide a lot of mentorship. I'll just
Yeah.
give you an example. Sometimes that new agent gets really lost. For example, I had a realtor yesterday come into the office and make his first offer, but which took 3 hours of learning.
No, I would say
Navjot,
Snapchat is great that way, mentoring everybody in the office. Like if anybody coming new and he's asking one question, she will sit with them for an hour explaining each and every bit of that question and anything related to that question. So very thankful for Navjot being on our side and
Thank you.
helping us every minute. And I
that's
think I think that's the reason now. I think you already know we are coming up with four more offices here in BC, like one in Delta, one in Langley, Abbotsford, and soon in Kootenay too. So I think word is spreading about our mentorship and coaching programs and how we are holding new realtors' hands and how we are about to make new success stories going forward.
That's great. More power to you guys. And I'm pretty sure under your able leadership, Navjot, Navi, realtors are going to get a lot of success. Uh, and now we are getting a good support from the market as well. That really will be some good. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some good news out there. More interest rate cuts. I think Bank of Canada was too aggressive when they came to increase the rate of interest. Right, one
Yeah.
time they increased it by 1%. That was insane.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that it could be anything different than 0.25.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So Navjot, what's your phone number?
So my number is 778 706 0900.
09. Okay. So guys, either you are a realtor who are brand new in the industry, or you are an experienced realtor and want to get mentorship to go to the next level in your career, because that is what I personally believe in. There should be a continuous progress and growth as a person, as a professional, financially, as well as spiritually. And you need right coach, right guru, right mentorship. And the best part is we have the best people in the industry who are there to guide you, to help you. So if you are in Surrey area, if you are in other part of BC, there are more SaveMax offices coming up very soon in different areas, as Navi mentioned, Langley, uh,
Delta,
Delta,
Abbotsford,
Abbotsford,
and then Kootenays.
and Kootenays. There you go. So Navjot, are you excited for all these new teams?
Yes, yeah.
It's and Navjot, let me tell you something. My experience of life. When you teach somebody, when you mentor somebody, you get the best learning for your own self.
I know.
I would have never learned from 20,000 deals alone, but I have an experience of 20,000 deals just because of my team,
Hmm.
right? So I got some more comments. Real estate agents in this market would be struggling to make ends meet. Amanda is saying. Amanda, you have put up a very valid point, and I do agree with you up to an extent. If you don't have the right mentorship, right guidance, right support system, yes, you are going to struggle. But I have seen realtors flourishing in today's market who have the right mentorship and guidance to give them the right direction. So it makes a lot of difference. And uh, fortunately, unfortunately, this is the fact in every industry. If you are going in any direction without proper plan, without proper guidance, see, you need a GPS to reach to your destination, and the journey becomes easy. You can pre-plan so many things. Think if GPS is not there, it is the same role of the mentor when it comes to your real estate career. But I really appreciate your comment, guys. Thank you very much.
Uh,
And
just just to add to Amanda's comments, like with the mentorship, like you are the great mentor, Ramana, yourself. So with your mentorship and of Joe's help, like I think we have created miracles here in same West Coast with our new realtors let's say Prab Sidhu. So he has done, I think, close to 6 deals, Navjot, in the past
Mhm.
7 months, and he was a brand new realtor. So I think it's all because of the mentorship and guidance.
I see a lot of his activity on social media, and Navi, you are doing a great job too
Thank
on
you.
social media. And I think this is my advice to every single realtor out there. It doesn't matter which brand, which company you are working. If you are not on social media today, you are missing the biggest medium to expose your or to offer your services to your clients. So please understand the power of social media, create good content, educate people, give them the right guidance, upgrade yourself as far as the knowledge is concerned about your own field, about your own profession, and that is going to build a great business for you, because in today's world, client like somebody who is genuine, knowledgeable, and trustworthy. Navi, what's your phone number?
My phone number is 778-212-0671. Or you can have the brokerage phone number as well.
Right. So I put your cell phone number. It is better. Let people bother you.
Anytime, anytime.
All right, guys. Thank you
My
very much
phone is
for
always ringing
all the
nonstop.
hard, thank you very much for putting up all the hard work for the wonderful presentation today. I really appreciate your effort, and thank you to all the viewers for joining us today. And next week, I promise you, I will try my level best to start it sharp at 5 o'clock if I don't spill the tea.
Okay, thank you so much, Ramanji. It was great
Thank you so
pleasure
much.
on this video
Thanks,
call.
Namju. Thanks, Nami. Really appreciate it. Have a fantastic, fantastic day ahead, guys. Stay
Thank you.
happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and keep spreading the positivity. And I love you all. Bye bye.